What kind of performance is that? Seriously. I mean, we're supposed to be Manchester United. We're supposed to be trying to play top football in a top league, doing big things and stuff like that. And then we perform like that with such an average, below average performance. And this is away from home. We can't seem to be handling big teams away from home at this moment in time. I'm not sure why this keeps happening continuously with Manchester United, but I believe it's Ten Hag's tactics pushing forward too much, too far. Basically, the wingers, he pushes them very, very forward. So he tries to pin their fullbacks, but their fullbacks don't get pinned back because we don't really counter that well for some reason, you know. And then they keep pressuring us, creating chances, putting pressure on the defense, and then they end up scoring. And you can't do this away from home against top teams because you're not that good to do that. And even if he was that good, I still think it's a risky way of playing, particularly away from home. You don't have to always be just one way or one style of play. Sometimes you have to know your limitations, and I think Ten Hag doesn't seem to know the limitations with the players. I also think the players are massively to blame. All of them didn't perform. They've shown their bottle jobs. Martial needs to go. He's made of glass. Sancho needs to go. I've had enough. Even though I don't think he played that well, I just don't think he's going to work for him here in Man United. I think some of these fans just don't like. They don't want to like someone, and Sancho's the guy that they don't want to like. And I've seen how he's gone with Pogba. Once they don't like you, you can never turn back. It doesn't matter. They just think you're like, you wasted all this money on you and your shit. That's what they're thinking. The fans always need to hate someone. This is the problem in Man United. For some reason, there's always one person that the fans hate, no matter what. And this is Sancho. Sancho has really took that title since Pogba's gone. But yeah, it's Ten Hag really needs to step it up. I think, he's got a lot of things he needs to do. I don't think his signings have been that great, to be honest. I only think Martinez was the best signing. I don't really think he wanted Casemiro because he was hunting De Jong so much. So the Casemiro signing wasn't really his signing. So they're the only two that have really stood out for me. All the other signings have been, I wouldn't say Anthony's a flop, but he's not exactly great either. That's the thing with Anthony. He's not a flop, but he's not £80 million. And if you decide to spend £80 million on a player, he has to be at least have a ruthless reputation or really be talented. And I don't think Anthony had either. And I think it was just Ten Hag is very, very stubborn. He doesn't change his mind. He doesn't want to. He still wants to buy De Jong. Do you know what I mean? He's a very stubborn character. You can see even when he talks in his press conferences and everything like that. He's if they ask him a question about do you think your away form is that good? He will not say it's not good. He will say we've created chances. We've had maybe one or two. Like, he needs to just say, yeah, it's not good. And I think he takes it too personally. Like, if he says it's not good, then he's not good. But it's not about that. It's like, we just need to change. And I don't think he wants to. That's why we keep losing like this. But ultimately, the players are to blame. I think the players aren't good enough. I think, if you want to play this style of play, you got to have some players that can play properly, that know how to do their thing. And I don't think Anthony does. Don't think Sancho does. I think Martial is good, but he's not. He's injured. I don't want to talk about Martial. He's injured. It doesn't matter if he's the best player in the world. He doesn't play. Wakehorse is rubbish. Like, another rubbish signing. Sabitzer, I think he's average as well. I don't really see anything about him that's really that great. I think Sevilla showed us that their players are better than us. Like, and they're not even that good. Like, they looked way better, way more organised, way more strong, way more powerful, way more up for it. And they just shut us down. They didn't even have their best player in the last game. And then he played this game and he scored straight off the bat. The finish was cold that he scored against De Gea. No one talks about that finish. That finish was lovely. I like that player, that Moroccan guy. He's good, man. But yeah, it's just a shambles. What can we do? It's Man United. This is what happens. And, we don't get that, but we need 6 players. We need a centre back. We need a right back. We need 2 centre midfielders, a centre defensive midfielder, a striker and a winger. Because we're selling Sancho. We have to sell Sancho. We have to show Sancho the door. Say his time's up. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't think he's shit. I just think he's not playing in the right team. I just don't see the point of just holding on to players that just there, like, just get someone else in it. Fuck it. And I think just got to do that, innit? I think, you know, if you could get Rafael Leao, I know we won't get him, but I'll take him. This is why we need. I personally think, you know, we need to buy a striker. We need to buy a striker. There was no doubt about it. Martial is good, but he doesn't score. He's coming deep. No goal threat. I don't like that. You need to have a goal threat. You can't just be focusing on football, little intricate stuff. Like, you need to actually, you're paid to score. Like, you're number 9 on your shirt. Like, you need to score goals. So, you know, overall, it's just like the players proved that. I mean, Eriksen, what was he doing in the first half? He was running, but he's like he was running backwards, so slow. Like, I don't see, like, Fred looks like he's put on weight, and I think, yeah, the team just looked a mess. It was Maguire. It's all Maguire. Like, people think like, it's Maguire. I'm not saying that he used to blame for everyone's way of playing, but when Maguire's in your team, you basically don't have a chance. You think you do, but you don't. He will fuck it up. He injured Martial, apparently, and he scored. The first goal was on him, and it was a bit of the gear in him, but I would say mainly Maguire, because I think Maguire is just, you can't be asking for the ball if you're being closed down. A keeper's a keeper, so therefore he's just gonna say, "Oh, you want the ball? I'll give it to you," because he's the keeper. Yeah, he should look, but he should look as well. I did think when he first did that pass, I was like, why are you passing to Maguire there? Like, you shouldn't be passing to Maguire there. Like, honestly, I think it's both of them. Honestly, I think they both fucked up. Like, but I think De Gea fucked up a little bit more. De Gea had a fucking mess. De Gea had a mess. I'm telling you, De Gea, he needs to go. We need a keeper as well. Fuck, that's 7 players. 7 players. We actually need 7 players. It's mad. It's mad how many players we need. It's mad. And, like, we've been saying 7 players for like 5 years. Like, people don't think it's like, what's going on? Like, there's no structure. There's no, because there's no proper director of footballs. Because Murto and all them, man, they're just phonies. They are complete phonies. Like, you know, like, they've just got the job and they're just phony. Like, no one knows how they got the job. They're in the position. It's just like, wow. That's how you know Glazers aren't serious. Because if a guy like that can get a job at Manchester United, it's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. Anyway, we lost 3-0. We got battered and we need to improve massively.